Friday night, everybody come to get lit. Red cups, what you sip, my man roller, he bring a zip. Henny, Moscato, and Douce, whatever you wanna get. Nothing but them good vibes when we come through, it's a fun event. All the ladies call you girls, all my niggas call you guys. Fall in line, they ain't got no plans, you can tell them to slide. I'm feast to beast, they told you otherwise, them suckers lie. Can't nobody do it like me, I'm seasoned like checker fries. What's the vibe? You know what it is when we come inside. This weather feeling good, looking nice like the summertime. This get together, we call it the party of the year. You end up missing this, you gon' be sorry you ain't here. Light skin, long hair, better than Cardi from the red. Got me some good game, yeah, I talk it up in here. This the one, they say they like it, play it back, it got them hyper. I'm excited, never tired, just keep it going with fire. Keep it going. I just wanna catch a vibe. I just wanna catch a vibe, I just wanna catch a vibe, ayy. I just wanna catch a vibe, get high, have a good time. I just wanna catch a vibe, ayy. I just wanna catch a vibe.
Yeah, what's up? We back with another one. Unprivileged Drinking Six. That's for the hood.
But suburban safe.
Yes, sir. So, we coming to y'all with a special edition. It's our Unprivileged Drinking Sports edition. We want to talk about a few things that we got on our mind that, you know what I mean? Like, I think we can't dismiss. I mean, it's been a good week of sports, but it's also been some crazy shit. But yeah, some shit just has to be talked about. Like when we did our last one, I think it was the finals, and we was discussing Chris Paul and Russ.
That's a long time.
And it was a good joint though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I felt like we talked about some shit that we passionate about, some shit that we really fuck with.
And how niggas hate on the point guy.
Yeah, they do. But at the end of the day, I think Giannis won. I know. I mean, Giannis won the chip. But, it is what it is.
I don't think Chris Paul's ever going to get back there again.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say for sure.
You can't honestly say you thought he was going to get there.
Right.
So you never know.
No one could predict it.
I mean, he was playing on my West Coast team, the Phoenix Suns, so he had a real good chance of getting there. They had a real good team, man. Dang, that was salty.
But
man.
Devin Booker is still coming into his own. I don't think he's reached his peak yet. I think he still has room to grow.
And you know what else I've noticed about the NBA season this year? Players are going to have to learn how to play again, if that makes sense. Like with the new rule changes.
Yeah.
And they have a new basketball. So those scorers that aren't scoring the way they are.
James Harden.
James Harden. Dame.
Totally unorthodox.
Dame. Jason Tatum. Devin, Booker.
Yeah.
They're going to have to learn how to play again to play under these new rules. But once they figure that out, they'll be back to 30 points a game.
What did they do to the ball? I'm not.
It's a different ball completely. It's a different texture. It's a different. Yeah, it's a different texture and it's a different brand.
Right.
It was Wilson. No. It was Spalding.
Right.
Now it's Wilson.
Right.
Yeah, it was Spalding. Now it's Wilson.
He was right.
Yeah.
So what are the players saying about the feel of the ball?
They don't like it.
Right, because it's different. That's all.
Paul George said it like the first and second game, and surprisingly, he's averaging like 28 this year. Not surprisingly, he's averaging 28. But he said something about the ball, but he's still averaging 28. He said, "Don't be surprised if you see guys not playing well. Like the ball has a lot."
James Harden looks like discombobulated to me.
And you know what? You know why I think James Harden looks discombobulated?
He's too heavy.
He also looks out of shape too.
I think, but it's more so. We're still expecting James Harden to play like he played in Houston. When he came to Brooklyn, he wasn't the I'm gonna give you 40 points. He was the I'm gonna facilitate and still.
Well, they made him the point guard.
Yeah, they made him the point guard.
Kyrie deferred.
So now that he's having trouble with scoring, even though he's not being as aggressive on the as far as scoring goes, you still expect that from him because it's James Harden. Even that's not his game right now. I'm not gonna say anymore.
Right, he can. I think he can.
He can still do it.
Absolutely,
he can still do it. But I don't think he's looking to do that. So when he struggles, it's like,
what is going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with him?
There's one guy who's actually loving the new basketball. Our rookie, Maxey.
Second year.
He
is
hooping.
Yeah, second year.
He having his way right now.
Still look at him like he's a rook.
Facts. Before we go any further, if you're new to the station, new to the podcast, I'm No Graham Reese. They call me Uncle Reese. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm finally there. UNK_Reese 23, right? I think that's what it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he hasn't followed me back yet.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm really not that
savvy.
I'm not that savvy when it comes to that, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, you can follow me there. I'm also on TikTok. No Graham Reese.
Figured it out, all right.
But you can follow our actual page, Unprivileged Drinkers. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok. So yeah, we're working out the kinks. You know what I mean? We still got things going. Obviously, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. But like I said, I'm No Graham Reese, Uncle Reese. To my right, we got my man Dirty. You know what I'm saying?
The dirtiest motherfucker alive.
Absolutely. We usually have a few more guests, but like I said, this is a special edition, so we just kind of want to throw something out here, talk about some sports shit. And behind me in the center, we got the captain, aka Mr. 215, Mr. 211, Senior Howe. He got a bunch of different names that he go by, but that's the guy in the middle.
Dre.
Oh, okay. Well,
he doesn't go by that.
Rude boy Dre.
Nope,
right.
Nope.
Either like Tom Hanks' son, Chet, you're missing your dreads. Buck. But yeah, so yeah, we like I said, we want to come to y'all, talk to y'all about some sports shit that we got going on, or what that's going on in the world, and just see get the pulse of what everybody's feeling about it. But before we go any further, we wanted to let y'all know this episode is brought Flashcap, flashcap.com. You can obviously go get you. It's a tumbler, but also the best part about this is it has a shot release basically at the top. So basically, you can do one of these. And you get a half ounce.
Did you see that?
Released in your cup. Woo. So we're loving this gadget, if that's what you want to call it. You can get this without getting the tumbler. The tumbler, if you have like a Yeti, I think it is, right, they actually fit on that. But if not, just go there and get you the tumbler from them. They got the you can get it engraved. It's no additional charge. I just think it's a genius. You know what I mean? You can go outside. You can go outside and you can actually keep your party going. Like, say if you had a football game, basketball game, and you know what I mean, you drinking and you probably had enough, push the button, get you a few more shots in there, keep the party going.
Get you a few more
shots. If you got a child that plays sports and the team is losing, just press that release button, release some of that alcohol into your favorite juice, soda or whatever, and get yourself a little numb. And while warming up at the same time. It's a great gift.
If you're on the run and you still want to have some fun, Flashcat. If James Bond was for drinking.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
See, he's clever.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be James Bond at some point in time in their lives.
Yeah,
you have the opportunity now.
Flashcat has definitely changed the game, man. With that,
absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
It was something that I don't think we've ever seen before. And it's here now, and damn, it looks like it was so simple that probably should have been thought of.
But you know what's great? It's funny that you say that, because I was about to say, we see a lot of like inventions and different things like that, and we think to ourselves, we talk to each other about it, say, damn, we could have thought of that. Right. I would never thought of it.
I honestly said
I would have never thought of it. This is genius. Like, this is like genius level thinking.
Idea.
It's literally been like my favorite thing since I've received
Honestly,
it.
I don't think there's no other way that you should actually, carry around a tumbler besides with having a flash cap on top of it.
I 100% agree.
Right. So we be getting a lot of comments on TikTok where they be kind of like saying like, yo, just do it in reverse. Like maybe you pour the liquor in the fucking tumbler and then release the drink in it. Yeah, like, or you know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways that people been thinking about. Like, I'm like, damn, I never thought of no other way, but that's what I'm saying. There's so many things you can do with it. So one of the things that I was doing last week, I was at the Maryland Penn State game, and I had Red Bull in mind. So I'm dropping shots in that just to kind of keep myself going because it was a long day, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really worked to the point where it was like at the end of the night, I was where I needed to be. So I slept good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Other things happened, but that's besides the point.
Wow. TMI.
But yeah, anyway.
No, it's not TMI. He's human.
That's my
Great
sister.
exercise.
Yeah. So what we want to talk about today, let's say first.
He pointed.
We want to talk about first is what's going on with the Rams, right?
Right.
So the Rams, LA Rams, have acquired the services of Von Miller via trade, which none of us really expected. They just kind of came out of nowhere, right?
Fuck no. Like, no one expected.
He didn't play his first game because I think he's still hurt.
He's still hurt, yeah.
Yeah, I think
but he's still Von Miller.
When he does.
So you pairing Von Miller with Aaron Donald on the front line as well as Leonard Floyd, and then on the back end you got Jalen Ramsey. So they're gonna be able to rush the passer at a crazy rate, and their back end is obviously solid.
And me personally, I feel like Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the NFL right now, and I feel like Aaron Donald the best player in football as far as his position. Like, he's a cut above literally everyone in his position. He has revolutionized like the nose.
He's a high motor, but because he's undersized.
Yeah, he get underneath,
but he go get
and move.
Like, nose tackles aren't supposed to get sacks the way he gets sacks. Nose tackles aren't.
But he's not a nose tackle.
He playing a 4-3, so he'll D tackle.
Yeah. I mean,
but still, he's still undersized for the position.
He could play the nose tackle.
He could. I don't think there's nothing he can't do.
He's different.
They might line him up at fullback too.
It's nothing he can't do. I believe, like I believe it's Drees always says, like, he's a football player. Like he literally can do anything. Like how he used to say about Aaron Hernandez. Like he's literally like one of those dudes. Like he could just play any position. You put him out there, he plays football.
And he'll paint your back porch.
Yo,
He's
You got it. Okay.
that's
paying
not it. That's not it. So anyway,
he's just all around gamer, man. Listen,
so yeah, with that, they also were able to acquire Odell Beckham.
All within 30 days.
Yeah, it's not even 30. It was like 14 days.
Check.
If they not in debt, I'd be.
They have no first
They gonna
picks
have
like
to
for
pay
the next I
some
don't know how many
luxury
years,
taxes
but
up, man.
Their first pick this year. Well, the next draft is like the 4th round, I think, or something.
yeah, they don't have
Well,
like
see,
they only got 2, I think.
They going all in this year because they know they have a damn good chance at winning that Super Bowl.
And Matt Stafford's playing out of his mind.
Yo,
It is.
they
It
got
is.
a dare. Listen, they going all in. They putting all their chips in, man.
And people know I always like Matt Stafford.
Oh, I've always been a fan.
People
of him too.
always knocked him because I feel like he didn't get enough notoriety because he played in Detroit and they lost, obviously. But if you watch him play football, he can make every single throw.
He's always been a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he can make
fact.
every single throw in the book, but he never gets that same shine that a lot of these other quarterbacks get for whatever the reason is.
He played in Detroit.
Yeah, but like
Detroit hasn't been
so,
good.
and that's true, and I agree with that.
And
but
quarterbacks get a lot of the blame.
let's say, will we say Kansas City is a big football state then?
State.
Because
Missouri?
because I feel like
yeah,
Detroit would be
yeah,
a bigger
yeah.
football
Yeah,
state
yeah,
if I'm looking at it. Like I mean, Michigan
Michigan,
would be a bigger football state as opposed to where Kansas City is,
Right.
due to the fact that it's Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been football there, but to the point, Mahomes can make some of the throws that he makes, and it goes top 10, and ESPN covers it to ad nauseum.
He ain't doing that shit.
But when it comes to Matt Stafford, he never gets that same kind of coverage.
He hasn't.
Is it because they
And he
win,
has one of the
or I mean because they
strongest
don't win?
But
Because he still makes the throws.
But it has to be because they don't win. I can say as long as I've been like a avid watcher of football, Detroit has never been a team where you said, "Oh, we got to watch out for them." Even though they had Stafford, even though they had Calvin Johnson, they had much of nothing else.
never had no damn good running game. That's what
They didn't have a good running
gave
game.
him a running game?
They didn't have a defense. They
Who
didn't
was
have
it
the
that-
O-line. Like they didn't have
honestly-
anything.
I want to say that it was somebody that told me like the first time I think Stafford had like 1,000-yard runner was like Reggie Bush or something like that.
Seriously?
God, he was.
I think so. I think that was like the first time
Yeah, I
in his
forgot.
career. I'm not.
Reggie Bush
Don't
showed
quote me,
up
but I
for
feel like they had their first 1,000-yard rusher with Matt Stafford at the quarterback was like Reggie Bush.
He's been
Never knew
around
that.
forever.
Yeah, it was
He's
something
been around
crazy.
forever.
So I was like, damn.
Damn.
But that would make a lot of sense because we used to say the same thing about Romo. Like Romo never had that 1,000-yard back consistently that give you them hard, tough yards. He had to throw the ball to win, and sometimes he threw it so much that you make more. You're more susceptible to make mistakes when you're throwing the ball 40 to 50 times a game.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So
And that,
And-
defense damn sure wasn't bailing us out.
fuck no.
And he's another guy that don't get love for like Romo.
Well, I think he get it now in his after playing.
I don't like shit like that. Like, cause for me, like, I'm an Eagles fan.
He holds a lot of records too.
I do not. I despise the Cowboys, but I'm a realist at the same time. I can recognize a good player or a game and like say give them their props. People hated on Romo his whole career, but
Tony.
again, he didn't have the running backs. He didn't have the defense. He didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
But he was still.
He was forced
the
to
best
do a
one
lot,
he had
It's
was
still pretty
DeMarco-
fucking good,
DeMarco
though.
Murray.
and that ain't last long because they ain't want to pay
Didn't
him.
last long.
Right. And then he came to the Eagles and
But then he went to the Titans. He redeemed himself.
we suck. God damn.
You need to pour yourself a drink or something, man.
Just thinking about this shit. Like,
You need to pour yourself a drink, man. It's not looking good. Well, we ain't gonna get on y'all, man.
Right.
Let's continue.
So
on
yeah,
the
let's
Rams.
let's stay with the
Rams are-
Odell thing. So how do y'all feel about Odell? Because first they narrowed his choices down. The Rams weren't part of it. They said the Saints, Chiefs, and Packers. Right. And then all of a sudden he signed with the Rams.
I'll say one thing. He didn't go to the Packers because he ain't sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to be there next year.
Well, the report was that they said they lowballed him, and he wanted to get a little bit
and
more
they
money.
wanted to get him veteran minimum.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
they
that's
did
what
want
they
to give
said.
him the veteran minimum. Yes, they did.
Drop that shit.
So,
Go ahead, Dirty.
but I heard he had because him and Von Miller are good friends.
Right.
So I heard
They was on FaceTime.
They were on FaceTime. He just said, "Yo, do you think I'll fit with the wide receiver room there?"
No, that was Jalen Ramsey he was talking to.
No, Jalen Ramsey. My bad. It was
Right.
Jalen Ramsey. Do you think I'll fit in the receiver room there? Jalen Ramsey stopped what he was doing, walk to the receiver room, and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods say, "Yo, come here so we can win this championship."
Slide.
And he said, "Say less
Right.
and sign."
It was on the jet on his way.
Yeah, yo, I love this for Odell. I still think Odell has it. I still think he's that guy.
I don't think he still got the way he New York Giant. I don't think he.
No, he don't got that.
He don't got that.
He don't got that.
He still got it though.
He got well.
Show me
still
something,
got
man.
it.
Show me
But
something.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
He's still better than
But
half
I-
receivers in this league.
Tried to show us something. He had that bum ass Baker throwing the ball.
I mean,
He was.
I see with Baker. I think
That's a running team too, though.
right there we go. I didn't even gotta say it. That's true.
Baker can't give him the ball. There's something wrong with you. It's not Odell. Odell still has the speed.
On
still
top,
has the
but on
hands.
top of that, I think he intimidates him too. I think he gets in his head because he's a younger quarterback. Like a lot of times, that's what it's all politics. Like think about it in a sense where when they want, like I think it was said on I Am Athlete, when they want to phase you out of that offense or that team, they're going to do it no matter what the case is. Like if you're still in your prime, like T.O. for example.
Right.
Why would the Cowboys at the peak of his career release him? Because Romo couldn't take that personality. So what you do is you get him out the door. You bring in somebody younger that you can control, like a Dez Bryant, because you're new to the league, and now you grow up under me. But T.O. is already established. You can't do that to somebody that's already established.
Right.
Same thing with Odell. Odell is Odell. Baker Mayfield is still trying to make a name for himself.
They're trying to fill himself.
Yeah,
up.
he's still because he can make the throws. It's just the simple fact that he's in his head.
Dudes don't get
He's
some
really-
mental toughness, man.
No, he's really not a bad quarterback per se. Like he,
Right. I think he's better than the guy we discuss usually.
He's
Which guy is that?
Lamar Jackson. I think he makes way better throws than Lamar
hell
Jackson.
because he still has
Oh,
some of
yeah,
the
that's
skill
not-
set that you need in an elite quarterback. Like
Oh yeah.
but he's just not that guy. Like
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to. Some people got it, some people don't.
Absolutely.
I think he's good. I don't think he got it though.
Right.
We're not
And that's
gonna
just
talk
what it
about-
is.
we're
It's
not
not,
gonna talk
and that's what I'm
about
saying. It's not a knock for because at the end of the day, you have to play to these quarterback strengths or any player for because at the end of the day, when you look at somebody like Lamar Jackson, the reason why he's successful is because they play to his strengths. They're not trying to fit or mold him into an offense that fits their mindset. It works for him. So that's where the difference is.
And that situation shows you, and like it goes to, or it can go the same for Baker. If you build a team for these guys who can play, they don't have to be elite or anything like that. But if they can play, if you build a team that's correct for them, they can win you games. They can win you games.
Right.
Without
Brad
question,
Johnson.
They can win you a fucking Super Bowl. Like they can win for you. They don't have
Early
to,
on,
they-
Tom Brady was not who he is today.
at
know
all.
that defense.
Nowhere near it.
And the running game.
He grew into
the
that.
running game.
But they you need this, you need X,
Corey
Y, and Z.
Dillon.
We'll give you X, Y, and Z and do what you need to do.
Right. Just
A lot
just
of
play
teams don't
your
wanna win, though.
position. That's
a lot
all
of
you
teams
gotta
don't
do.
want to win. Eagles.
So my question still remains like, how do y'all think he's going to do in LA?
I think
Odell.
he's going to thrive.
You think so?
Yeah.
100%. Now,
Especially with the unfortunate incident of Robert Woods.
Right.
The
Yeah.
ACL.
Praying for a speedy recovery for Robert Woods, man. That's
Absolutely,
it's unfortunate.
I hate
That's
that.
crazy.
I hate that he got injured. But for Odell, this is a great opportunity. Even before Robert Woods was injured, I still felt like Odell was going to do his thing. Now that he's injured and Cooper Kupp is going to get double teamed,
I believe
He
so.
on that second
you
or
get
third
Odell-
cornerback
you got
sometime.
Odell on an island with some questionable corners.
Probably so.
Oh my God!
And Stafford's
Yeah,
going
and
to find him.
And
Oh, yeah.
Stafford, what?
Stafford's going to
He
find
got a
him.
kid and he can make the
And they have a
throws.
decent
And
running
it's-
game too.
And,
Facts.
and Odell still want to get paid. He on a 1-year contract.
Right, it's
He
a
still
prove
gotta
it deal.
show. He still got to show he could ball out.
How old is he? What, 29, 28?
I want to say 8.
28.
It could be 9 though. But I
Okay.
want to say, but even still, these last 8 games for Odell is 8. No,
See, that's the only
He gonna
thing.
win people fantasy football league championships. Probably.
You think so?
I think so.
shit.
See,
hope
I
so.
think he has
got
to
him in a
catch
couple
on
leagues.
to the offensive scheme, like, and know his position, like, because obviously the number one option is always going to be Kupp.
Work,
Oh, that's fact.
work his favorite routes into that offense.
But I'll say this.
Now-
That's all you do. Work
that-
his favorite routes into the
That's a
offense.
different
But
situation
I feel like you can still tell Odell, yo, go. Like,
on the go route.
Hey,
It's a 9 route.
just go.
Yo.
A lot of cornerbacks can't keep up with him, and I'm gonna put the ball where you needed to be.
So let's break it down then, right? Because obviously Odell is coming off an injury. It was an ACL, right?
ACL, yeah.
So he is coming off an ACL. So I don't believe that he's 100%.
Oh, no,
I don't think anybody, with the exception of Adrian Peterson, has come back the following year after an ACL to be.
He's like inhumane.
Yeah. Like the fact that he's still doing what he's doing is like
Steroids.
crazy. Hey, yo, whoa.
I would know. I ain't say that.
Nah, I'm a firm believer. I love Adrian Peterson. I love him when he came in the league. Like the dude runs.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of
Yeah,
Adrian.
he runs the way. He runs the way a running back from. Like it's like
he runs with a fucking reckless abandon.
Yeah, it's a head of steam that he get going and just start chucking along.
He's a violent runner.
The definition of it's either you or me.
Yeah. So I'm saying that to say like because he's coming off the ACL injury as well as learning a new playbook. Because think about it, Cleveland, he was already in the offense. He understood the offense, so it wasn't much for him to do. He just wasn't getting the ball thrown to him, right? As far as him going to the Rams, Sean McVay has a very complex offense. Everybody knows that. It's a lot that goes on to that, which is part of the reason why Goff isn't there anymore, because he couldn't. Not that he couldn't. Let me not say that, because obviously he did right. He did take him to the Super Bowl. He did make it there, but it's just certain things that he wanted him to do that he wasn't. He just wasn't there. It was a disconnect between the two of them. Right. So Matt Stafford, being a veteran that he is, and he can make every throw in the book. Mm-hmm. He just never had the right teams put around him. Can Odell go to Los Angeles and be, let's just say, 60 to 80% of what he was in New York?
Yeah.
I can say this. Well, I agree with that. Odell can still give you 1,100 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns, especially if especially if all the attention, because Cooper Kupp is playing out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, he leading the league in receiving yards, ain't he?
He had a major injury.
By a lot, like
touchdowns.
Like,
touchdowns. It's touchdowns, receiving yards, and catches.
Yeah.
Oh, so he leading the whole
Cooper Kupp
trifecta.
is killing right now. So you have to pay attention to him.
Right.
So even if Robert Woods comes back next year, so it'll still be even better for Odell.
That's if he resigns. It's only 1 year deal.
Yeah. But Matthew Stafford is going to find you. He's not Baker Mayfield.
Don't forget about that running game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got a solid running game.
No, I just think.
And they said Wichcombe trying to make a comeback too, though.
He said he want to come back.
Cam Akers.
He was like, "What if I came back this year?"
Right.
And it was an Achilles.
And Sony Michel, I don't think they just found the right place for him yet, because
listen.
Darrell Henderson is he's a good running back. He's not like he's a bad running back. He's really good at what he's doing. So,
and I feel like with all these weapons, it's going to be easy to fall in love with the pass.
I keep doing that.
Yeah, you did call him Devery again.
I called him Devery. Wow, my bad, Mr. Henderson.
But yeah, that's that. So, what would you say? So you are saying that you think that he will return to his like normal form and be that Odell that we expect him to be?
80% of his normal form. Yeah,
right. You as well.
I think with the running game,
I'm a little skeptical about it. But go ahead. What you say?
I think with the running game and that defense, man, like they're honestly destined to more than likely win the Super Bowl this year. I don't know if it's
the Rams.
Yeah, my Cowboys might have something to say about that, and the Bucs still there. Like in Green Bay, once they get moving again, rolling again with Aaron Rodgers, I really honestly believe. To me, right now, they're the favorite
on paper. Yeah,
in the NFL, yeah, they're favorite
because they got all the pieces at every position.
Every position.
All right, so
like they can play it. You want a defensive game, they can do that. You want to sit up there, you want to air it out. You know what I mean? You want to light the scoreboard, they can do that too.
Right.
So,
I have a question. I want you to give your stance first, though. Like about you said you don't think Odell will.
I think we want him to be, because he wild that rookie year, and then those years following that when he was playing with Eli, he was the guy. Mm-hmm. And he made spectacular catches, even he still does them during the pregame, but I don't see them during the game. Obviously, he was playing with Baker Mayfield. But I don't know. I think it's hard to replicate or to get back there, especially after ACL injury, on top of learning an offense that already is complicated. Now, it does give him a shoe-in because of the unfortunate injury, but I think we want more than what he's able to give at this point. So if he signs again next year and he goes through mini camps and preseason and all of that type of stuff and learns the offense the way it needs to be because it's so intricate, I think then, yeah. But if he doesn't stay there or re-sign there, I just don't see it being for the end of this year what we expect
think they're gonna make sure they make that man happy. To be honest,
That's a lot, though. That's a lot to
make sure
do.
they make that man happy.
I mean, how much money do they have at this point?
Because you know what happens. What happened throughout the course of this year? Like, Cup was getting all the touches. Then it was like a few games that Robert Woods kind of made his voice known. Like, yo, like I'm still here. And then he got maybe 2 or 3 games where he had, I don't know, like I'm gonna say a pretty decent game, 100 yards, maybe 10 catches, something like that, where Cup didn't. So I believe Odell is even more vocal than Robert Woods is. Right. So which, I'm not going to say it will, but it can create that level of, all right, now I got to make sure I force feed him too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm just saying that like once he gets comfortable in that offense, which is probably going to take a week or 2, 3 weeks, whatever, because I believe he's a really smart guy, but it's still going to take time to get that rapport down because he wasn't there throughout the whole course of preseason. You know what I mean? Or the mini camps and all that kind of shit. So that's just my opinion.
I mean, I'm a game or 2 to get rolling, but he gonna get rolling.
I'm real interested and anxious to see how this plays out, though.
Yeah, because we're all fans of him.
Yeah. So, but this goes into the question, like perfectly actually, of what I wanted to ask y'all. So, how is this comparable? Because there's a lot more pieces to a football team than there is a basketball team.
Absolutely.
So how is this comparable to what the Heat did in 08 with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh?
So that's the beginning of the season, though.
But I'm just saying, like, with these like
pieces,
superstar players, like, how is this comparable? Is this like on the same level? Is it bigger?
No.
So it's not on the same level.
No. The only way that I would say that would be comparable, like if we saying like somebody going to a team that is already somebody at like Tom Brady. I don't know who would you consider to be the best running back in the league right now?
Best running back in the league, right?
Derrick Henry,
or like,
let's say Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So let's say
right now, just like
Henry is hurt. That's why I said that. So
right, but let's just say so let's say Tom Brady, Derrick Henry, and Devontae Adams go to one specific team. Let's say
okay.
Then I can see it being similar like that. But
right.
Odell going to,
but I wasn't just speaking on Odell. I was speaking on like Jalen Ramsey last year, the year before,
but see,
and Von Miller this year,
right?
It's so
and they already had pieces like they already had Aaron Donald,
but I still don't see it being as equal. I don't still. It's still to me. If you comparing them, it would like if you're saying in 08, it would have been more like say you got Bosh and Wade there, and then you bring in Paul Pierce or something like that. Okay. I don't see it being like LeBron at that point was the LeBron is the
man
peak.
I see
he makes every team that much better. He makes them competitors. So that's just it's a different level. You know what I mean? Like it's a completely different level when it comes to what LeBron does to a team.
Like Stafford isn't the best quarterback in the league.
Nah, and never has been, but he's been really good for a long time.
Overlooked too.
Yeah. So just by you saying that, we actually had a conversation. I think it was yesterday. I want to say Shiz, shout out to my man Shiz. He brought up the conversation that Iggy was saying that Kyrie is the 3rd best point guard ever.
He said 4th.
4th best?
He said Magic, Steph, and Isaiah.
And then he said Kyrie.
He said Kyrie, yeah.
I disagree. I have a reason why, but I'll let y'all go first. Or let you go first.
Okay.
So basically what he was saying was that Iguodala was saying that Kyrie is the best, like the 4th best point guard of all time. What do you think?
But before you say, I like that because has Iguodala played with him?
No.
I like it because Iguodala hasn't played with him, and he's going to bat for someone else. It's like he just watches. So I like that aspect of it. But
okay,
so you want me to give my top 4 point guards?
No, not you. If you want to, you can. But I'm just saying, like, what do you think? Do you think he should be the 4th of all time, as far as the NBA goes?
No.
Tell me why.
He's put in a body of work to do it. He has a lot of he hasn't really set up there and been healthy a good part of his career. Like when he's out there, he balls out, but he consistency with him is the reason why I probably wouldn't put him in top 4. That'd probably be my biggest thing with Kyrie. He's a hell of a point guard, hell of a player, but a consistent body of work, doing it for a long period of time, like somebody like John Stockton. I mean, somebody like that. Magic Johnson, come on, he can't even. That's just that's not even fair.
Right.
Steph, I wouldn't say he's better than Steph.
No. Absolutely
He's
not.
not better than Steph. Who was the third one?
Zeke.
Right.
Who?
Isaiah.
Thomas.
Oh shit! Oh hell no! No. Health concerns to me. He's this the biggest thing.
But that's a valid.
Like,
that's a valid
It
argument.
It is.
Like if he was healthy, then yeah, he's definitely. I probably would say. I probably would say he's there.
Health aside, honestly, like when talking about how good someone was or how good someone is, it's not just about skill set person. Honestly, like because I feel like as far as skills go, there's not many point guards you can put in front of like he's that skilled. But that comes with the era of basketball that we play, where point guards are point guards because they're too small to be shooting guards. Like point guards aren't like Magic and Isaiah. Like they can get you a bucket, but their main goal was to facilitate their teammates. That's not Kyrie's job. But so as far as skills go, his skill may be a bit better. But as far as accomplishments go, like you can't.
There's nowhere near.
You can't put him in that conversation necessarily.
So he should have been more like he should have been a 2. He should have been like AI then.
Right, but that's why when he went to the Nets, he deferred.
Right, he told James Harden like, "Yo, you're the point guard." Because there's a lot of guys like Steph is a shooting guard. He's just 6'3".
Yeah.
Who else? AI he played shooting guard.
Right, he played shooting guard, but he was a point guard for
Like,
real.
but it's a Dame.
But he played
is a shooting guard, but he's 6'3". Honestly, Trae Young is a shooting guard. He just
his height, right.
He's
His
just
height,
6'1". Like some play, but in the league today, you can play point guard
But
and
it's-
be that shooting guard.
Facilitators like
Honestly.
Jason Kidd.
Right,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, that's a true point guard.
So my thing was similar and piggybacking off what he was saying. I came through an era where point guards were the most important position on the court. You know what I mean? Like they facilitate the ball. Now, obviously, the most dominant at those times was the big men. It was usually the centers or the power forwards. They controlled the game, the paint, and all that kind of stuff. It was a mid range. You know, what I mean, you work yourself inside out type of thing. Mid range game. It was not. It wasn't so much 3-pointers and all that stuff. Right? Yeah. So now they do it in reverse. So in bringing that up, I like Kyrie. I'm a fan of Kyrie. I wasn't always, but I did grow to like see his game mature and him become better. But I didn't see that until LeBron got there.
Right.
Prior to that, he was injured, like he was mentioning. I think Wichita might even led them close to the playoffs. I don't think he made it though. What's the boy? Philly Cheese.
Larry Hughes.
Dion.
Oh.
When Wichita got hurt, whatever year that was, they wasn't even. I think they had like a little bit of beef or whatever. But I feel like he carried the team better than Kyrie did, even at that point. And Kyrie was out. So my thing with him is I've never seen him get to a team and carry them on his back like other guys that I would say that I mentioned in our text message before. Like I said, somebody like a Gary Payton, I can't put him over him. Right. I just can't. There's no way I can do that in good conscience due to the fact that if I know what they did to win games, they put their all into it. They didn't take games off, and whatever his personal reasons are for taking games off, that's his own reasons. But I can't put him over him. I can't put him over, and this was the shocker, I can't put him over Westbrook either. I can't. And I think I did before, but when I really think about their games and how they control the court, Westbrook is a dog.
He is.
No matter where he goes. And you can put him anywhere, he gonna come out on top somehow, some way. So my respect for him goes up in that category because of what you do for your team. Kyrie can't do that. I feel like at some point he's just gonna break down and be like, all right, I'm done.
And to be 100%,
yeah, that's another thing. Intangibles.
And to be 100% honest with you, and mind you, I'm a huge Duke fan. So Kyrie is like a guy that I'm a big fan of.
Right, because y'all get a good college stars, but when it comes to NBA, it's just
not what we're talking about. We got the most players in the league, though, but we ain't talking about that. But
by name only.
No, like we got the most players in the league.
By name, but that's what I'm saying. They're not superstar, not all of them.
Everybody can't be a superstar.
That's the point.
But it don't matter where you go. Everybody can't be a superstar. You can't.
That's not the point that I'm making. I'm saying that by name only, because y'all went to Duke, that's the reason why you're in the league. That's the point.
No, but you went to Duke because you were the best players in the country in high school. I mean, that's just how that's just how it goes.
Okay.
But anywho, The fuck was I saying? I don't even know. Oh no. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Kyrie Irving. His game is completely one-sided.
No defense.
And not even, and before you even say that, not even just like those two sides. I mean, like, if you got, because in baseball they got 5 tool players. So if an NBA player was a 5 tool player, you got scoring, you got passing, rebounding, defense, or whatever the 5th tool may be. His tool is scoring.
Yes,
it's nothing like
he can create if that's one of them.
But
he definitely.
But I want, even if he does, I don't think he's like necessarily.
He's a solid passer.
I don't want to say good. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say good though. So he's extremely one-sided with it just scoring. There's other guys that are being mentioned, like even like Steve Nash.
Listen, you know already. I was about to say that next.
Who didn't score a lot, but when he
scored
needed
enough.
a bucket, he go get it. When you need, if you needed a stop,
and he was a dog.
If you needed a stop, he can get you a stop. And he was averaging 14 fucking assists a game. Isaiah Thomas, same thing.
So that's why
honestly, Chris Paul, Russell,
these are all names thing. I mentioned.
Same
so
thing.
So he can't be 4 for me. There's no way.
I don't think he can be 4 for me.
There's no way he can be 4 for me.
If Iguodala put him 4, I see why he's trying to put him 4. Because of the era we playing.
It's the era, right?
And the skill set that he has, because of like shit grows. Like players,
it evolves.
It evolves. Like players are going to be better strictly because time goes on. Exactly, but time goes on.
We can use that with any sport or anything that we do, because you learn from the people that come before you. So it allows you to take what they did and expand on it. Right. So if we look at it just from a standpoint of there wasn't always a 3-point line, so of course people going to score more if there wasn't always a 3-point. Because if there was a 3-point line for certain people who probably could really shoot that well back in the day, they probably would have shot, but it wasn't even there for them to even to be mentioned in that category. You know what I mean? Like, who was it?
What brand of ball was they using back then?
But that's something that bothers me too, like the 3-point line. It's a bit off topic, so no. Go
but like, so what I was gonna say, even with football, like before Deacon Jones coined the phrase sack, there was probably people that had way more sacks, but they just wasn't accounted for.
That's a fact.
Man, yeah.
So it's just certain things you got to think about. And like with quarterbacks, they didn't ask them to throw the ball as much. And then on top of that, it was less games. So you talking about somebody played 14 games, then they played 16 games. Now we got, what was it, 17 games now?
Mm-hmm. And that
it's going to give you more opportunities to do it.
18, and that goes back to the it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing at all.
No,
like, it wasn't at
Deacon
all.
Jones coined the phrase by saying I sacked the quarterback, but even when he was saying it, they wasn't even counting sacks.
Even when after he said it, it still wasn't a thing. Like, it still took years for them to say, "Oh, that should be a sack."
That's a sack, right?
Yeah.
So there's players that probably got way more than,
because the record is 22 and a half, right?
To the in the season, man.
Yeah.
Start counting some of them sacks.
Deacon Jones might have more than 22 and a half sacks, honestly.
Right, Michael Strahan, he got his on some, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Brett Favre,
he let him get it.
Brett Favre gave him that.
Yeah. But that's here nor there. Yo, I think we had a really good time talking about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, our sports edition is always cool because we're really big sports fans.
Going.
Yeah, right. Because we can keep this shit going for as long as possible. But I think I really enjoy talking about sports because this is something that I'm passionate about. We obviously we're in multiple fantasy leagues together. We do that yearly.
Shit is a hassle.
I mean it's fun though.
It's fun though.
I'm loving how some of my teams are going this year.
But yeah, listen. So what we want y'all to do is comment, subscribe. Let us know how y'all like this. Tell us if y'all got any thoughts about if you like Kyrie at 4. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't. Some people that I know, and Dries is one of them, he excludes players that he never saw play. Right. So he automatically cuts them off his list from I never seen him play. So I would say he probably would say yeah to this.
Yeah, but me personally, I can't do that because like you can't ignore even if you didn't watch them, you can't ignore the impact that they had.
Right. But some people don't
Google.
Yeah, right. Some people don't Google. Right, they don't look into right, because you're a Google You're a Google person.
I'm gonna find information. If I want to know something, I'm gonna figure it out.
And that's the thing. Like, see, with my father kind of like raised us to be basketball guys. Like, it was just like basketball lived in him. Like, it was just like always been that way. So we kind of was privy to a lot of stuff. We had the basketball course where it had their stats on the back of it. You know, he had a whole book full of them. So you kind of saw what there was, and then he recorded the shit. So he had tapes of games like you can go back and watch and reference. Everybody knows that. My dad had boxing, like man, football, all that shit. You can go back and be like, damn, let me go see that. He got the shit labeled on the tape. Like here you go. You know what I'm saying? So there was no excuse for me to say like, oh, I don't know who this player is. I know a lot about sports.
I feel that.
Due to my father. You know what I mean? It's more specifically basketball. But here nor there, like I said, we want to hear what y'all think. We want to know if y'all would put Kyrie in y'all top 4 as far as point guards of all time. If so, it's fine. It's your opinion. There's no harm, no foul. But I just can't because of what I know about the position and what it entails to be an actual point guard. That's just me. But you know what I mean? We about to get out of here. You know what I mean? This is the guys.
Tell us how y'all like that flash cap too, because we know y'all don't.
We
know y'all
definitely
want to
know that. We definitely want to know
know
that.
Y'all don't know about that.
Flash Cap is amazing. You know what I mean? Shout out again to the team over at Flash Cap. Like I said before, you can just get the top. Like I said, it dispenses a half shot into the tumbler. If you already have a Yeti, it will be compatible with that. But if not, like I said, you can go ahead and get their tumblers there. They call it's a Volst. I believe this is a 22 ounce, and then they have is it a 25 ounce or something? It's a bigger one, but they also, and this is their top. This is a Matic 6, so this holds 6 shots, but they also have a Matic 9, which holds 9 shots. So it's really dope.
The more shots, the better, if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah. So I really like
this during these cold months.
I literally don't leave home without mine. Like that's just how I feel about it. So go to flashcap.com.
Another one.
Another one.
I got another one.
A 30. Okay, so 22 and 30, right? 22 ounce tumbler and and then like I said, you go to flashcap.com. You can go ahead and order, or you can go to Amazon. Search it, but you can get the engraving on there for free. So that's always an extra touch.
Unprivileged drinkers when y'all go buy one. I'm just saying.
If you need a drink and a shot, Flash Cap is your one-stop shop.
Okay, look at him. Coin the phrase.
Rolling. Rolling.
That's because he's feeling it. But yeah, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, obviously YouTube. Subscribe. You know, come talk to your guys, man. We always here. We want to speak to the people. Obviously, if you want to stream it, you want to listen.
iHeartRadio.
Let them talk. Go ahead. Keep going.
Podomatic. Apple Music. You talking about streaming like listening service, right?
Yeah. You already mentioned them. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right.
Oh, now you don't want to talk. God damn. Ain't that something?
I had 3.
That's something.
All major streaming music
I tell you.
platforms as far as podcast platforms. We on all major podcast
Absolutely.
platforms.
So listen, we about to get out of here. We appreciate your time. Check back in with us. Let us know how y'all feel about this.
You know what? Go
comment.
to Instagram, hit that link tree up, and you'll find out.
Good answer.
Right.
Good answer.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
We getting out of here. Unprivileged drinkers. Successes for the hood.
Bird and sea.
Unprivileged drinkers, baby.